My name is Robin Nicole, and I was born on May 8th, 1972. I came in on the Heralds of Light frequency as a way shower of freedom, along with the energy of independence for all. I came to hold the light. I came to help make the world a better place to live in. I also came in with a Chiron wounding in Aries, which means I have a deep core wound around empowerment, self-worth, and rejection. My parents named me Robin, not just because the robin bird is the first sign of spring, but to remind me that I was born to fly, to spread my wings and soar through life, and that I am allowed to take up space in this world. I matter, and I can make a difference to myself and others. I come to finally remember, to finally break the chains that bind, to finally turn the key and open my heart to joy, peace, and happiness. I do this in so many ways that it is way too much to explain in a short bio. I am not just one thing, and I never feel as though I have arrived. As every moment new beliefs arise and new mysteries unfold, I change and evolve. I am light. I am and always will strive to make a difference, to help my fellow man grow and evolve around me, to teach by example, and to always speak my truth. I invite you to get to know me, explore through the eyes of Robin's world. My world revolves around color, around sound, around always seeking to connect fully with my higher self. When I am fully in balance, I create so many things. I am a way shower. I am an artist. I am a channeler of all that is. I am a starlight master who puts one foot in front of the other, even through the toughest of times, and push through adversity to shine my light out into the world as bright as I possibly can. Hello, all you beautiful beings of light. Today is July 29th, I believe, 2023, and I'm just kind of waking up, and I thought I'd come out into my art studio and work on my organite pieces that I'm making, and I would do that while I am talking to you because I guess I'm going to do two things at once. I'm just going to work on these things. I'm creating these new grids, and I've got these new organite pieces. Here's one that I made with a key, and then I've got these little ones that are coming with like a hole with like basically you're locked up your heart and you need the key to like open it up, and it's going to be on one of my new tree of life grid that I'm creating. And I'm working on all of the dragon eggs that are going on to the what you call it, the dragon power symbol. I'll show you really quick. I've been kind of honing in like the way that I want the elements to be. So this one is the element of air, and I've been kind of like making it so like it looks like a cloud up at the top, and made it kind of lighter blue and getting it to be the way that I want it to be. And I changed the water one. So like if you look at this one, you can tell the difference between the water and the air because of the different color blues, and they all have their own little element in them. And so I'm just kind of refining that. And I've been working on the Merkaba grid. Let's take it over here. I have the Merkaba grid, and I've got different. I have different pyramids that I'm making for the Merkaba grid. So I'm out here. I guess I'm out here the last couple of weeks trying to make some lemonade out of some lemons, I guess. I don't know, because that's kind of been the topic that's been kind of on my mind for the last bit of time. And I even have, because like I didn't want to waste any of the resin because I only have like a small amount of the resin and I didn't want to waste it. So I have started making this big, huge, it's inside here, this big, huge organite pyramid. And basically I'm putting all of the leftovers into this. I'm just growing it and I have it sitting here waiting. So by the time I'm done creating all that I need, I'm going to have this big, huge organite pyramid jam packed with crystals and copper and all kinds of stuff, and it's going to be like really kind of cool, and I can use it. I was thinking maybe I could use it at the retreat for maybe the altar. I don't know, maybe I'll make a few of them and I'll use it in the seventh dimensional light infusion circle. I don't know. So that's kind of like what I'm at, and I'm just gonna keep working on that while I talk about the topic that has been kind of running around in my mind the last few days, especially over the last couple of days with the sad news of Sinead O'Connor passing away. Now I don't know what um, we don't know what the cause of her death was, but we all do know that she has spent a lot of her life. They say mental illness, but I think like basically she has had a lot of issues in her life, and there's been a lot of things going on, and a lot of it is when I look back and see like other things, seems like she's very lonely and seems like she doesn't really have a lot of people around her or didn't have a lot of people around her. And that's what I find, that a lot of people, especially people that are famous or whatever, they don't have a lot of people around them because they have to put up all of these barriers, all of these things so that like, like they nobody comes to their house or anything like that. In the end of the day, like, they are human beings just like you and me, and they can be very lonely. And I find that we can put ourselves into like seclusion, and we can like make other people's how do I say this, we can tend to kind of get ourselves into a pity party, into like this despair, thinking that we don't have any options, or that we don't have the opportunities that other people have. And then you look at someone like her who was a famous singer and had lots of options as far as money is concerned, um, to do what she needed to do to create her life. And still, she was in despair. And she lived her life very it was very sad, very sad. And so I had been kind of like thinking a lot about that. And I went back and I listened to some different interviews that she did. And I listened to the whole thing that happened with the Dr. Phil thing. And I just, you get a little bit more clarity. And she was thrown a lot of, like, right from very young childhood, she was thrown a lot of lemons, and it's very hard to dig yourself out of a hole like that. So, and I feel like there was a lot of ancestry stuff and everything going on as well. So while I'm working away here, I just would like to talk a little bit about how to dig yourself out of these holes that we're in. Here's one of my hearts I just got done taking out. How to dig ourselves out of these out of the holes, out of the pits of despair that we find ourselves in, and how to make lemonade out of lemons. Now, I would like to get out a little bit of, I just did my journaling and I want to get that out so that I can actually remember everything that I've been wanting to kind of say. So I'm going to get out my journal and I'm going to just read out a little bit about like what had come through this morning, and it was kind of like what I had been going through in my mind, but I was trying to like put words to it so that I could come and talk to people about it here on this video blog. So as you know, every morning when I wake up, I have about, let's see, 6, 12, I have 13 different decks of oracles that I pull out of my that I pull out of my oracle decks. And then what I do is I write about what the cards are saying, or cards, like what the cards mean. And today it was like they kind of came out to help me try to like explain what I have been trying to. I've been thinking about doing this video blog for a couple of days now, and so I just want to get the book, get the cards out, and get this where I'm at. Okay, so it starts out with, there's some little personal stuff about me, and it talks about, I have the, I don't know if I have the card with me. Did I put it in here? Did I leave it in the house? I think I left it in the house, but I had this card. It was the family of light. And yesterday, when I was in the swimming pool, I have been putting together a cellular repair. I guess it's a 30-day cellular repair course that I'm putting together to help people. And I was shown that, like, the first part of it, that we're going to, I'm going to help connect people to the time before they were born, and so that they can see kind of like what I'm going to be using hypnotherapy techniques, and we're going to be able to get them to a place where they were right before they were born, and be able to find out where their purpose, their soul's purpose, what they really came here to do. And then I'll be taking them through the through the womb and through the birthing process. And I will be helping them release any kind of trauma that happened due to the mother's, maybe the mother might have been going through some trauma, and energetically putting that onto the baby. And also there would be kind of like, the birthing process isn't always so beautiful. As it is beautiful, but it isn't, there's a lot, the labor is not, there's a lot of pain involved usually for the mother. And I don't know if there's pain for the baby. I don't know, like, because I can't remember, because it's been a very long time since I was born. So I'll be taking people through the birthing process, and we'll be clearing out any kind of trauma or anything that happened during that time. And like, there could be some people that were given away right afterwards for adoption and stuff, and so they'll be giving a chance to kind of like go through the whole birthing process and see why they were adopted and all that kind of stuff. And then it started going into it started quickly going into this thing that's been on my mind. And it basically, let me see, like, I'm just going to skip through some of the stuff that I already just kind of told you. All of this that has happened in the last few weeks for me, and also through the actual death of Sinead O'Connor. I have been thrown into like this little loop where I've been thinking about people and the realities and how to flip the patterns of daily living. Because if she was able to have flipped the the narrative. Maybe she might still be here today. I don't know. She did have an awful lot of, like things happen, so maybe she wouldn't have been able to do it. But okay, so I'm just gonna read this, and this comes from the cards. And so as I'm doing, I start automatic writing, and I just go with the cards and what they're putting in front of me, and then I just start writing, and it was kind of amazing how it kind of happened. So I'm just gonna read this. Um, this is an opportunity to remember to create some fun, rediscover enthusiasm and fascination through adventure and spontaneous happenings. Engage with your life and take in your surroundings. Observe the importance of living life to its fullest and decide to do something for the pure pleasure of it and see where life takes you. Making lemonade out of the bags of lemons you are given day in and day out, and that no one is happy every single moment. Okay? No one is given everything they want. And sometimes you have to put yourself out there and maybe be a little uncomfortable in order to prosper. You can't acquire the golden coin of that came with this one. This was the bee. There's a bee, and it's like all about prosperity. It's called the bee spirit, and there's a little guy on the bee, and he's got this little golden coin. So I guess that's where that came from. You can't acquire the golden coin if you are not willing to put yourself into the game. Take action. Put one foot in front of the other and untie the karmic knots. Step outside and listen to the wind and cast your net and try. So basically, they're saying that I had these different cards. I had the net caster and I had the wind card. So um, sometimes you just have to put your big girl panties on and take care of yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. If you want magic and adventure in your life, then you need to flip your reality. And instead of complaining to others and feeling helpless in despair, you may need to fake it in your mind in order to make it. Tell yourself you are on a very important mission or adventure and stop making your situations out of your control. Or telling yourself if it wasn't for the control of other people, you wouldn't be in the pit of despair. In a way, it truly is your choice. You can choose to make lemonade or sit and wallow in self pity. No one in this world doesn't have moments where they feel horribly down on their luck. But if you take a moment to look at people who seem to have success, usually you will notice that they take their obstacles and challenges and find ways to ways to flip their narrative. Trying to read my own writing here. It doesn't matter how much money or wealth you have. Sometimes those with the most wealth are very lonely people because they put all kinds of bars on their walls to keep people from stealing their wealth. And in the end, they sit in a mansion all alone. More oftentimes, it is very poor societies who are rich rich with family and joy, as they have no expectations to be anything else. And then it says, you have a choice about how you live your life. There is great beauty in all of our life experiences. Though, okay, although we may feel sad and down, sometimes Spirit is reminding us that this is what can facilitate your greatest growth and evolution, both as a soul and as a human being. You are truly being watched over at this time. We're always like, we're never alone, okay? We always have our spirit guides to help us. Try not to fear the darkness within. And remember, without darkness, there can be no light. Take these things for quiet reflection and inner exploration, and through it, you will discover your light and know what needs to be changed so that you may live a more authentic life. If nothing seems to be working in your life, be kind to yourself and remind yourself that you may be in a time when there is much happening deep under the surface. When in deep despair, sometimes our normal automatic coping mechanisms fail to work properly, and you may need to undergo some sort of mind alchemy in order to flip the switch. Mind alchemy is basically turning turning your thought patterns, going into the subconscious and changing your thought patterns around your outlook in life. Take the time to change the patterns of the inner chatter, and then when you're ready, start connecting the dots. Take action to create new opportunities to help you get out of your situations. Yes, it may be that you will feel you may have to feel uncomfortable for a while until the tides change in a more positive place. Use this time to tell yourself you are on a magical vision quest or an adventure. Flip your narrative and see what steps you can take in the now moment that have the possibility to catapult you into a more positive timeline. It's truly all up to you to begin to create it. How sweet your lemonade can be, it's all up to you. It's really in the way you look at life. Do you want to stay in self pity and despair and keep saying the reason why you have nothing positive in life is the fault of others or circumstances beyond your control? Or do you dig deep, look around you, and see what you can do? See what you do have and begin to pull yourself out by turning the lemons into little droplets of sweet nectar. It's really up to you. What will you choose? It's time for you to create your next adventure. And so, in this little talk, they were showing how to make lemons out of lemonades to me. And the last couple of days, I've been thinking about this with different scenarios and different things. And even like how I've made lemons out of my lemonades, or how I made lemonades out of my lemons. And so I'm sitting here, like I'm out here working on these little organite pieces. Now, for a long time, I was shown to create these, and then I spent like a whole year and a half kind of wasting my time around it. And I actually took my birthday money from when I turned 50, and I'm now 51. So, and not really a year and a half. So, I'm putting my gloves on so I can do this work. And I didn't create these pieces that go onto these grids because one thing, I was afraid that I was going to waste the material. And then, like, I didn't want to waste the resin that I had. I didn't want to ruin it. Or like I guess there was a part of me that was a fear of, can I do this? And then my husband came out. He was looking through the cupboards or whatever, and he saw these resin things. I'll show you. The resin comes in, and it comes into two kind of things. One's an activator and one's is like a hardener or something. I don't know. And I don't really know, to tell you the truth. And he was like, when did you order that stuff? And I'm like, I ordered that about 8 months ago, 9 months ago. He's like, you need to use that up. The shelf life is like 6 months after the time you order it. And I'm just kind of like, oh my God, I didn't even open it. I figured I had shelf life until I opened it. He's like, no. And so basically what happens is I was going to lose this material if I didn't just use it. So I came out about 3 weeks ago and I started creating the orgonite pieces to go with it. And I could have just kind of like put myself into this like pit of despair, saying, oh, these are never going to happen, never going to get out there. And the prototypes aren't going to happen because I lost all the resin or something like this. Sometimes you have to dig deep and start coming out and doing it. And then as I was coming out and working on it, I started creating these like beautiful pieces and I was like, oh wow, this is so cool. And I'm starting to like really have a lot of fun with it. And then throughout the time, like I've been a little bit worried about this book that I'm writing and how I was going to get it published. And there's for like over a year, I have been kind of like, what am I going to do about this? You know what I mean? Like, how is this going to happen? And then I had to let go of all of my expectations on how it was going to happen because I really like, I'm hit with a lot of lemons here. Like, I don't really have the money for self-publishing, and I don't really have the money to even have somebody publish it for me. I don't have like the funds are very low. And so I had to dig deep and say, like, it's time to put the big girl panties on. No one's going to do this for you. So if you want this, you got to figure out a way. And so I have been delving into publishing this material and trying to figure it all out. And I will, come hell or high water, figure it out by the end of the year and get this book published so that when people come to the retreat next year in June, that the book is there and it's available for them for the people to come and they can purchase the book and all of the information that's inside of it, and they'll be able to actually purchase these products as well because I'll have all of these grids and everything ready at the time of the retreat. Everything should be like running really well during that time. But at the same time, I could have sat down and I could have wallowed about it and said, I don't really have the money to do it. And, oh, I don't like that's never going to get done or anything like that. But instead, no, I didn't. I created lemons out of lemonades and sometimes, or lemonade out of lemons. I'm not saying it right. And so I guess what I'm trying to say here is that we all need to dig deep sometimes. And if you want something to happen in your life, maybe it's time to stop waiting for it to happen and to start taking action and changing the thought patterns in your mind about how you don't have the opportunities to do whatever it is that you want to do and making up excuses, and flip it. Flip your way of thinking and take that bag of lemons and turn them into something beautiful. Turn them into some sweet lemonade and feel the fear and do it anyway. Take your own power back and dig deep and create something wonderful out of your life. Sometimes you have to dig deep. Sometimes you have to tell yourself, I'm on an adventure. And stop allowing other people to bring you down or saying that they're controlling you and they're making it so that you can't have a good life. It's really and truly up to you. We're all handed shitty things. There's nobody in this world that is handed everything on a silver platter. And sometimes we need to step up to the plate and just start stepping into life and doing things that you can do towards your dreams. I hope that I am inspiring you to create your life and to stop waiting for other people to create it for you. Step into life and create some magic today. Even if it's only one small little thing that you can do, start taking the steps and dig yourself out of your hole. Because nobody's going to do it for you. I hope I inspire you. I do this every day. I'm digging deep and I'm trying to create magic in my life out of what I have in front of me. I'm turning my lemons into lemonade. Will you do the same? Sending you so much love. And I'll see you on a different day with a new topic and something more inspiring to help you guys out there in this world. Because we walk each other home. And I'm going to go do just that. I am going to delve into creating the cellular repair 30-day course. I'm going to sit down today and I'm going to start writing out the outline, and I'm going to start putting that course together and getting it up onto the YouTube channel. I'm going to create a playlist, and it's going to be 30 days. I'm going to be putting up videos and all around cellular repair. And so have a look out for that. That's going to be on the Shine Your Light Network YouTube channel. And that will be coming out very, very soon as I get a chance to get some recordings put together and get everything all organized. I'm going to do that for all of you. So that's what I'm going to be delving into. I'm going to create some magic here. I'm going to get it out. Instead of just sitting around thinking about it, I'm going to actually take the action today and get it into form. See you guys the next time. Have you been meaning to deepen your connection to your spiritual guidance team, but find that life is always getting in the way? Instead, you find yourself only going in circles, completing endless task after endless task, instead of taking time to meditate and go within. Why not treat yourself to some time for you and come to the I Am Light Retreat, Emerald Isle Edition? Robin Nicole and Geraldine Broadley have created a 5-day retreat that will be held in a very special place, free from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, where you can deepen your connection with your guides and your higher self, along with learning how to be one with the land. There is enough space for 15 people to gather in an intimate and powerful setting to help set the stage for deep introspection and spiritual growth. The main objective of this retreat is to go within and spend time deepening your connection with your spiritual guidance team and connecting to the light from within. The farmhouse is located in an area where the veil is very thin. The crystalline grid does not exist here. Only the Gaia grid is in place here. This is why we chose this place for the retreat, so that you can have a chance to experience for yourself the magic of the elemental kingdom. The goal is to leave feeling inspired to go out and live your best possible life. Robin and Geraldine will spend the week holding space, connecting and guiding you to live your best possible life and to learn how to work closely with the land and your innate wisdom. While at the retreat, we will be staying in a rural, rustic, traditional Irish farmhouse near Bantry, County Cork, Ireland. The farmhouse is a 20-minute drive from Bantry town and an oasis of calm. The property is nestled on the slopes of the mountains with breathtaking views over the valley and Bantry Bay in the distance. It is here where we will spend our time connecting to the Gaia Grid and our spiritual guidance team by taking time away from the hustle and bustle of daily life to rest, rejuvenate, and connect to the light from within. You will have plenty of time to relax, meditate, ruminate, and connect to your heart space and the innate part of you. Haggle Farm is surrounded by nature and the beautiful wild landscapes of West Cork, and the gardens reflect that too. There are lovely river and forest walks just down the road, with a river beach for swimming on sunny days. We will be taking day trips out to the sacred stone circles, a holy well, and an ancient forest, where Geraldine and Robin will help connect you to the land and hold space for you. For more details and to book your spot today for the I Am Light Retreat, which will be held from June 16th to the 22nd, 2024, click on the link provided in this video. We look forward to seeing you next year.